kicker for the Saints, Will Lutz, has it teed up, and here we go from New Orleans. This one taken just inside the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there. Hurry.
And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Well, they had that one snipped out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Kamara now to return. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Let's go. 70, Indy.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get it.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here. A safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
On second down now, it's Johnson, and he'll get this one up to the 26. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
It's caught outright, Amendola. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. Now Stafford. Amendola's got it, complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And that will force a turnover on downs. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And a safety the last go-around. That's how we arrive at this 2-0 score. See if they can respond.
Such an oddity, isn't it? See those 2 points go up on the board knowing
like
that
soccer.
Exactly. And knowing that you did it to give those points up for your team. Now they're just looking to get back out on the field and make up for it.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
15 line. Ready to go.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They've had touchdowns on both of their drives thus far, but now they face a 3rd and long. They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. And a gain there of 11 yards.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Hill. That's caught. It's Thomas. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
They'll run it with Kamara, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
Ready.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Bree's going to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. From 6 yards away. And the Saints have taken the lead.
This is similar to baseball where you walk the leadoff hitter and you don't expect him to come around and score. Almost impossible. Anytime a defense has to defend a short field, you usually end up seeing the result we saw, giving up points.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 26. From the gun, here's Stafford. Over the middle, it's Amendola. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Danny Amendola, 74 yards. And the Lions are going to jump back in front. They had just given up the lead, and they get it right back.
Yeah, how about that? Answered quickly. Got right back to it. And look, long drives have their place. We know that. They can wear teams down. But when you hit them with big plays like that, that can really be a shot to them. A big-time one.
Yeah, one play, but now your defense is probably saying, man, we could have used a little more rest over here. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
Ready? Mike. Check, short. Get ready.
Now it's the backup Bridgewater. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards, a first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
I can't believe they even let you play. No. Off. Tighten up.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard.
Ready? Fire!
Now Hill. Flushed out right. 7 yards there and a first down.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
8, read.
I'm coming.
Ready?
On first down, Murray. He was brought down by Devon Kennard.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Look at me. Go. Get.
Toss play, Kamara. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, 39 yards. And the Saints have retaken the lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead is up to 5. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Coming Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. A throw over the middle taken in. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A gain of 13. It's a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. The first down carry here for Johnson. And some room to run now. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson, 61 yards. And the Lions are in for 6. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Extra point good by Prater. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
14.
So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Yellow lady.
Mike, 44. Hey, defense.
Off the play fake to Kamara. It's Breeze. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now a toss. Kamara left side. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Rashard Matthews, the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
And 8 yards to go.
Ready. Yellow lady. Still kill.
Coming. Both the mic.
From the gun, it's Breeze. Open man is Michael Thomas. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, as the first half is winding down. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Money looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Lutz with the extra point, and the lead is up to 5. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Final 12 seconds of the half now, as they've got it 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. The final shot before the break, Stafford. And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Set, ready? 30 base.
Coming this way, here we go.
Second half starts with a run by Murray. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
You kill.
Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. Space to maneuver at the 40. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 21. Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Throwing is Stafford out to the left there and complete to the tight end Hawkinson. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to...
Down the numbers. There he goes. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Golladay, 54 yards. And the Lions have got it back to a 1-score game. Prater on to add the extra point. this is back to a 5-point game. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27.
Ready. 18 Gator.
Watch the run. Go, Mike 51.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
The 31-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Rip left.
Hey, Orbit.
Mike 51. I got you.
Yes.
I got motion.
Hit it.
Here's Hill. Oh, now it's free. Hill fumbled it, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes if they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback. They've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Coming to you.
On second down, Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Ready. Yellow lady.
Mike 44. On the Army.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. And he finds Cook. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Kill.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A 10th carry for Kamara. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
51's the mark. 51's the mark.
On 2nd and 9, Bridgewater under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey, easy.
I got you.
53.
Check my 40. Check my 40.
And the blitz does come. Looking deep downfield. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn. 35 yards. And the Saints add on to their lead. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play. And just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Traquan Smith taking it in. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And that one makes this a 19-point game.
Next to score, Saints 42, Lions 23.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Marcus Davenport, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now it's Stafford. And it's caught here, Amendola. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Stafford now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. On first down, Stafford here. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. David Onyemata able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. And for the defense, their 3rd sack of the game.
That number tells you that they're starting to put it together with their defensive game plan. They're starting to feel pretty good about what the offense is doing, bringing the pressure at the right time, and putting the quarterback on the ground.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And the pass complete, this one to Danny Amendola. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. To throw again on second down. Stafford, and he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kenny Golladay with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. Prater for the extra point, and that will get them 1 closer.
42, Lions 30.
So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Set. 10-2 start. Here we go, D. Here I come again. Fight.
Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Here we go.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Ready?
Kamara trying to right side. The tackle there by Quandre Diggs. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
The Saints on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front. And a lot of times that is one-on-one. If you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Mike's 40. Mike's 40. Kill. Shit. Kill. Hey, break it down, fellas. Break it down. Hey, switch gears.
They run. It's Kamara, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Alvin Kamara unable to push past that yellow line. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan. Another try after the first down sack. Stafford under pressure again, and down he goes again. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Stafford, he's going to let it fly. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Intended for T.J. Hawkinson. Incomplete. It's now 4th down.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Here's Stafford. And that that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it would appear that the Saints are going to win this football game. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do it.
The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.